Tampa are dealing with storm cleanup yet again this morning. This comes just days after 5 tornadoes tore through 3 Bay Area counties. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to News Channel 8 today. I'm Rod Carter.
I'm Gail Guayardo. Today is Monday.
A man convicted and sentenced to life for a 1992 kidnapping and rape is free this morning. Last week, a judge ruled
chastising him after his latest brush with the law. You know, this is one of those stories that begs the question, exactly why was this guy back out on the streets again? And this. Now, what that camera video does not show is what led up to that fight or exactly what happened after. But it was enough for the Pinellas story, Gail. 11-year-old Carly Bruscher was headed home from a friend's house yesterday about 6:30. Walking home, she took a shortcut. I have on a jacket. Underneath, I have another little cotton sweat jacket, and I have on a couple of T-shirts under there. This is headquarters for Operation Commitment. It's the place where officers come to get their assignments before they head out into the streets. And any officer will tell you when they do go out, they never know exactly what they're going to encounter, whether it's for this special operation or just regular patrol. And certainly that proved true tonight.
That's our car, just made a deal.
After just 5 minutes on the street tonight.
Hey, he's going up this loop. He's going up this loop. Somebody go on the other side and cut him off.
The Tampa Police Narcotics Unit makes a bust. Police say a drug dealer sold crack cocaine to an undercover cop, so they move in to arrest him. But it doesn't come easy.
Probably going to bet. Well, he might not run from the car. It's probably his car, but he's definitely not going to be a happy little fella. Yep, he's running. He's running.
Cops chased the suspect through 6 backyards. They finally caught him, shirtless, dirty, and tired.
I'll go back with you. Come on, man. Roll over.
How you doing there?
Ryan, yeah, we're straight. We're 10-15. Everything's good.
This bust is part of Operation Commitment, an aggressive move to clean up the streets of East Tampa.
Very, very sorry about this, folks. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Trying to clean up a little bit, you know?
Thank you.
What am I?
Once things calm down and the chase ends.
How are you going to let me catch you? That's just shameful. Shameful you're out here doing this. Shameful. People don't want poison in their neighborhood.
Police learn a lot more about the man they caught. His name is Kenyle Scott, and it turns out our paths had crossed with this suspected criminal just 3 days ago after another chase. This time, 2 men suspected of trying to burglarize a motorcycle dealership ended up in a high-speed chase in the stolen pickup they were driving. They ended up flipping that truck here in the Garden of Memory Cemetery. One of the suspects, 20-year-old Wilbert Long Jr., died. The other one, yep, 24-year-old Kenyle Scott.
That was in my pocket.
Yeah. What is that? I'm just wondering, you know why? Because that looks like rock cocaine to me. You remember your rights, though, right?
After this latest incident, Kenyle Scott faces a new round of charges, including possession of cocaine, selling coke, as well as resisting arrest.
We need the neighborhood to be safe for our children.
Amanda Saunders watched Kenyle's latest dramatic brush with the law. She applauds what cops are doing.
High drama, but guess what? It's good. It's all good. The most important thing is safety for the children.
Even Kenyle's own family wants that.
I feel sorry, but they need to get you some mental help.
And by the way, that was Kenyle's aunt chastising him after his latest brush with the law. You know, this is one of those stories that begs the question, exactly why was this guy back out on the streets again? And this certainly makes you wonder. This is his criminal record. We pulled this criminal history earlier tonight. It is 15 pages long and includes a slew of charges. Here's a look at some of the charges it includes: car theft, burglary, aggravated assault on a police officer, aggravated assault with a weapon, several counts of resisting arrest like he did tonight, several counts of drug possession like he's accused of tonight, as well as domestic violence. Kenyle Scott already faced grand theft charges for Tuesday night's deadly. Things that this criminal complaint allege happened here at 213 Powhatan are quite frankly beyond comprehension. Scott Schweikert says he and Steven Lorenzo bound, tortured, and had sex with several men inside this house, 2 of which, as you mentioned, are Jason Galehouse and Michael Wachholz. After more than a year of wondering what happened to their friend and loved one, family now know the grim details of what Schweikert says occurred. We warn you, some of this information is disturbing. Scott Schweikert didn't say much in federal court, but it's what he said in this disturbing criminal complaint that paints a very grim picture. The self-proclaimed sexual dominant says he and 46-year-old Steven Lorenzo, also in jail, drugged, tortured, and had sex with several men. 2 of them men who disappeared in December of 2003, Jason Galehouse and Michael Wachholz. Schweikert says he and Lorenzo picked up Gale House at a gay bar, Club 2606, took him to Lorenzo's Seminole Heights home, and had sex with him. Schweikert says Lorenzo got into a struggle with Gale House and choked him. Gale House pleaded with him to stop. Schweikert told investigators he helped subdue Gale House by lying on him and holding his extremities. Schweikert says Gale House's body went limp. He died. So they plotted, according to the complaint, to get rid of his body by cutting it up in Lorenzo's garage, placing the parts in separate plastic bags, and then dumping them around the city. Jason Gale House's friends are heartbroken over the news.
Unbelievable anger and hurt and confusion.
In the Wachholz case, Schweikert says Lorenzo drugged him, then a struggle ensued. Wachholz screamed, "This isn't consensual. This isn't consensual." Schweikert says he then helped Lorenzo pin Wachholz down as Lorenzo put an ether-filled rag over his face. Wachholz died. Schweikert says Lorenzo wrapped him in a sheet and they dumped his body in his own Jeep at a Tampa apartment complex. Prosecutors say they found pictures of Wachholz's lifeless body on Lorenzo's computer.
There's some strong allegations.
Lorenzo's attorney went to the Orient Road jail to show his client the complaint.
He was just beside himself. He goes, I don't know how to explain that, Donald. I've never seen these pictures. This guy's never been in my house. I don't know how to explain this to you.
But investigators believe Schweikert, so much so, they're hanging their hopes on every explicit and blood-curdling detail he gave them. Now, there are descriptions in this document of sex, bondage, and torture and drug use that are so graphic we simply cannot tell you about them. They're just too gruesome. Now, detectives were able to track down much of this information through internet chat logs between Schweikert and Lorenzo that gave descriptions that were very grisly details how these two allegedly planned to dominate and torture men just for their own sexual pleasure. Bob?
All right.
When 60-year-old Kathy Ord heard a loud bang in her home, she thought her friend Rose had fallen. But when she went to investigate that noise, she came face to face with danger.
A man came with a sawed-off shotgun at my head.
The man Kathy encountered is 52-year-old Alfred Sweet. Deputies say he tore through this screen, smashed in this kitchen window, and crawled in. Ord says he was bleeding so badly, the first thing she could think to do was offer him help.
I had a roll of toilet paper that was in Rose's walker, and I put it all around his hand, and it was bleeding.
Then Kathy says she began talking some more.
I was so afraid, but I was totally aware of what I needed to do to control an insane man.
Kathy says instead of playing victim, she played mom. She ended up preparing Sweet a ham sandwich and some pickles while he took a shower and shaved. But that's not all.
He said, "My jeans are all dirty." I said, "Give them to me, I'll wash them."
Aside from that ham sandwich, Kathy Ord offered this crook everything she could think of to get him out of her house, including the keys to her Cadillac. She offered him her credit cards, even a stack of cash. But he said no to all of it. What Sweet did say yes to was this bottle of rum. He drank half of it and passed out on the couch, which is exactly where he was when deputies arrived.
They came in, the guy was laying down drunk, and they handcuffed him and took him away.
Deputies call it one sweet arrest. Rod Carter, News Channel 8.